All right, Hurricanes Nation. This is your Hurricanes Game 8 recap from this past Saturday. And in Game 8, the Hurricanes fell to SMU 26 to 20. That now drops the Hurricanes record in the year to 6-2 overall and 2-2 in the ACC. Defensively for the Hurricanes, we had one forced fumble and no interceptions. Defensively for the Hurricanes, we had one forced fumble. Defensively for the Hurricanes, we only had one turnover, which was a forced fumble caused by Justin Scott and recovered by Keionte Scott. The Hurricanes defense had no interceptions. So yeah, the Hurricanes defense had one turnover, which was a forced fumble, which was caused by Justin Scott and recovered by Keionte Scott. The Hurricanes defense had the Hurricanes defense had no interceptions, and the Hurricanes defense only had 2 sacks, one by Keionte Scott, a half a sack by Marcus Lightfoot, and a half a sack by Armando Blunt to get us to 2 sacks on the day for the defense. Leading tackler was Keionte Scott with 5 solo tackles. Your leading receiver was Josiah Trader with 5 receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Keelan Marion added in 77 yards receiving. And our true freshman, who I really like, Malachi Tony, added in 70 yards receiving. The other touchdown through the air was by Alex. So the other touchdown receiving through the air was by Alex Bowman. So the other touchdown through the air was by Alex Bowman. So yeah, leading receiver was Josiah Trader with 5 receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Keelan Marion added in 77 yards receiving. The true freshman, who I really like, Malachi Tony, added in 70 yards receiving. The other touchdown through the air, the other receiving touchdown was by Alex Bauman. The other receiving touchdown was by Alex Bauman. Leading rusher was Mark Fletcher Jr. with 84 yards rushing. And then Shamari Brown had 37 yards rushing. Carson Beck was 26 of 38 for 274 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, no sacks. Your defensive player of the game is going to be your defensive player of the game for the Canes is going to be Keionte Scott with 5 solo tackles. Your defensive player of the game is going to be Keionte Scott, who had the most solo tackles with 5. So your defensive player of the game for the Canes is going to be Keionte Scott with 5 solo tackles, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery. Your offensive player of the game, even though nobody really deserves it, I'm going to give it to Mark Fletcher. I'm going to give it, even though nobody deserves offensive player of the game, I'm going to give offensive player of the game to Carson Beck, 26 of 38 for 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, no sacks. Your overall player of the game, I'm just going to give it to Keionte Scott on defense with 5 solo tackles, 1 sack, and a fumble recovery. Canes' next game is this Saturday at home against Syracuse. Hopefully we can get a win, but go Canes. It's all about the U.